I may have talked about non-duality culture before, probably. I know I've written about it, but I want to talk more about non-duality culture today as distinct from non-duality itself. There isn't any single rule associated with non-dualism or non-duality. However, non-duality culture, which consists of all the people and the groups and all the interactions and conversations around non-dualities, the culture has rules. You know, if you go to a retreat, they may expect you to arrive by Saturday at 9 a.m. or something. There are rules within the hubs of activity of non-duality culture, but don't confuse non-duality, however you wish to define it, with the culture in which people talk about and relate to the non-dual nature of things. And the confusion, it's plainly seen in traditional religion. So a major world religion may be purely non-dual at its core, but the core teaching is basically too frightening and too extraordinary for many people, since it diminishes the ego. So people seek to immunize themselves from the core teaching of non-duality within any tradition or religion by further strengthening the ego, and that manifests in populist tendencies, nationalism, superstition, and conspiracy theories. Now, it seems as if the world views, or as worldviews and industries become more decentralized, which they are, there's an equal and opposite reaction towards centralization, towards finding some kind or any kind of center. And again, you have that resorting to populism, nationalism, superstition, racism, conspiracy theories. It's an ongoing battle, and either side can totally dominate for a time. I mean, there's no guarantee that the nice guys, however you define them, or the good guys, however you define them, are going to win out. There's no guarantee. Just because you like non-duality, doesn't mean non-duality culture will survive. The cultures behind conspiracy theory and racism, they could survive. For a while, anyway. I mean, so my view of non-duality culture is that if you communicate anything about non-duality, then you've contributed and you're a part of non-duality culture, even if you just lurk and get involved in it on your own. Now, the claims that there's no sense in talking about non-duality, or that there's no such thing as non-duality, those claims that you don't exist, that nothing is happening, or that there's no such thing as non-duality, or no such thing as non-duality culture, all those claims and confessions contribute to the nature and the texture of non-duality culture. They're essential. And every tradition whose core teaching is non-duality has its culture. You have to do, because it's organized. Yet no such culture ever touches the non-dual nature of reality, about which nothing can be said. So anything said about non-duality immediately crystallizes or hardens as non-duality culture. So I hope I'm getting that across. Now, non-duality culture is self-correcting. It keeps itself honest, right? Because there is no center. So whatever someone claims, and there's someone to come along who would assure that that claim is not taken as conclusive truth, because they'll set forth further claims and confessions. And this way, no such claim or confession ever becomes conclusive or final. And in this self-correcting, it doesn't require a book, an authoritative book, or a well-known guru around which the culture revolves, because the culture has no center. It's decentralized. It doesn't revolve around anything. It has no center. That's very important. Now, any group or hub of activity within the culture will have a center. So any online groups can have a moderator, and it's going to have rules, and but it's not hard to see that those are artificial rules, and it's just like the artificial rules that make up society. We deal with it, and we agree to abide by them or not. So that's a statement on non-duality culture versus the teachings of the teaching of non-duality itself. And I hope to talk more about that. Thanks for watching.